Alright, so this is one of my newest obsessions. This is one of my recent flips of a cell phone. It was a long negotiation, I'm just kidding, but in the end it was a sale. I came out $45 Canadian ahead, and another successful flip. I'll show you what I look for when I'm buying a phone that I want to resell. It's a new Ladybug adventure. Now, first and foremost is research. Obviously, you need to know what the phone can be sold for, and also, what is a reasonable purchase price? You have to be comfortable with a certain amount of risk because you never know exactly what you're buying and what you can sell it for. When dealing with iPhones, you have to think about them being iCloud locked. And on some newer models, more and more parts are being linked to the phone, so replacing the parts are becoming increasingly difficult, especially if you want the phone to function fully. Android phones aren't immune, however, and recently I found on my Google Pixel 3a, there's a thing called factory reset protection, where you need the old PIN or password of the phone in order to fully unlock it. This is to discourage people stealing a phone, factory resetting, and then just being able to use it. A big pain in the neck. Now, in general, I'm looking for an iPhone 5 and newer. Why? Well, iPhone 5s seem to work well even to this date. Of course, they're not that fast, but they still work. The 6S and the SE have the A9 chip and function great even with the newest iOS 14. And these are phones that are around 5 years old. Now, Android options are plentiful. Recently, I purchased that Google Pixel 3a with some water damage. I didn't know if it would work, but you have to check out the future video to find out. Trust me, it wasn't easy, and there were so many issues which I'll speak about later, and especially in that video. Now, besides the research, the second most important thing is just repairability, because the best deals are usually on phones with some issues. Being able to repair them without too much headache is so important. You have to make sure that you have the ability, the parts aren't too expensive, and of course, that you can actually fix it in the end. To make it easy, I purchase phones with broken screens, replace them, test them for about a week, and post them up for sale on Kijiji or eBay. Now, not all screens are equal, and some like the Pixel 3a go for just over $100 Canadian, while the iPhone SE goes for around $25. And just because you can replace the screen doesn't mean it's going to be easy. Now, on the Pixel 3a, it's a huge pain in the butt to replace the screen, while the iPhone 6S is a breeze. Now, like I said before, some companies are making repairs harder with parts that are locked to each other, like on Apple with their Touch ID, their cameras, and screens. And Android, for sure, will have its own issues as time goes on. I referred to that Google Pixel 3a with the factory reset protection, so I looked up other ways to unlock the factory reset protection, and none of them worked. The only thing that did work was I was really lucky. I was able to contact the seller. The seller reluctantly gave me their PIN, and then I was finally able to unlock it and proceed with resetting the device. It discourages stealing, but it also discourages reselling and buying, as you can imagine. These new security blocks are really making it frustrating, but now I know what questions to ask before I purchase a used phone, especially a newer phone. To summarize, 1. Make sure on Apple iPhones there is no PIN lock, so the incorrect PIN entered too many times will lock the phone completely. Also, that there's no iCloud activation lock. Ask the seller to please sign on to their iCloud and deactivate their account from the phone. So in case of an instance where the screen is broken and they can't see the screen, they can still iCloud unlock their phone. On Android, I wouldn't have said there was anything to worry about until the recent FRP debacle. Now, I know to ask the buyer not only to factory reset, but to proceed through some of the setup to unlock the phone fully in case there is some sort of a factory reset protection gimmick going on there. Or, if they could be so kind, just to provide their old PIN. It's a lot, I know. Most sellers won't be thrilled with all the questions, but if they're motivated, they'll help. And I've had 2 previous sellers help me with locked phones that they themselves did not know were still locked. And finally, number 2, keep it simple. Some of the simplest repairs, like broken screens, keep the cost down on a phone that you're about to purchase. Just make sure to check the prices of the replacement screens before you buy the phone. And to make everything easier, I just make sure that they say the phone functions fully and the screen is just broken. That way they can easily remove their accounts from the phone. And research the repair process and see if you have the tools and general skills to be able to perform the repairs. Now, this is not a huge money-making endeavor, but I find it so satisfying to fix something, make it beautiful, bring it back to life for someone else to use. Remember, reduce, reuse, and recycle. Not only can you flip them and sell them to others and make a little bit of a profit, but you can get a cheap phone for the kids, family, or yourself. How much do I get for these phones? And generally, I get anywhere between $40 to $50, especially for any of these older phones, like the iPhone 6s and the original SE. The Google Pixel 3a, hopefully, again for that one, I'll make about a $70 profit. Now, time for the joke of the day. What do you call a pony with a sore throat? A little horse. Ha! I know some of you are coming for the jokes, so there it is. Now again, for me, this is not something I'd turn into a full-time job, but it's definitely a little hobby that's kind of fun, and it makes me feel quite productive. Thanks for watching, and I hope to see you in the next Ladybug adventure.